Hey everyone, welcome to ranking the 2001-2002 inserts. As prices continue to go crazy for modern product, I'm looking at prior years to see where I can find value and what I'm looking to add to my personal collection or I think that are really cool. So a quick recap of 0102. The top players remain the same, from Kobe, Shaq, KG, Duncan, Iverson, Dirk, T-Mac, Vince Carter. Big update this year was Michael Jordan's back, so got Jordan playing cards again, this time for the Wizards, and you can expect those go for a premium. There's a huge gap between MJ, Kobe, and then another huge gap from Kobe and everyone else. The top rookies are much better this year compared to last year. So now you got like Pau Gasol. Spurs are building up their dynasty with Parker, Manu. You got some huge busts in here as well. Kwame and Eddie Curry are in here as well. So I ranked all the inserts in 2000, 2001, and that video became way too long. So now I'm only focusing on the ones that either look cool to me or the ones I'm looking to add to my personal collection. So, and excuse the picks always. Some I just grabbed from eBay, so it might not be the best. And then this doesn't cover any base cards or parallel variations. I only do inserts because that's kind of what I like. So we'll start off with stuff that I found cool, probably not going to add to my collection anytime soon, but it's the Sweat and Tears insert from Topps Pristine. Now we've seen uniforms, jerseys, shorts, shoes, warm-ups. Well, this is a game used towel, and not just a towel, but these are like playoff used towels. So the Reggie Miller playoff used towel, dual color, went for $200 recently. A Sean Marion 2-colored authentic game used towel went for $65. Now I hope they did a great job of washing these and did a great job of sanitizing these before they put it into the cards. I've never seen towels, but I thought these, kind of stood out as something different than you normally would see. Now, if you're into game worn jerseys, well, this year, 2001, 2002, it was, it was a lot. There was so much releases of game use, whether jerseys the most, but you see shorts, you see shoes. I don't know if they had a bunch lying around that they wanted to throw in here, but almost every release had some type of, memorabilia inserted. So one thing that stood out to me was actually Wang Zhi's cards in challenging the champ from Topps TCC. Now his sold for about $20, and if you look on eBay right now, you can't find any for like less than $50. So I don't know if there's a huge overseas crowd or some fans looking for some authentic game worn Wang Zhi cards, but if you got any in your collection, you might get a few dollars out of that. Now going into some low end jersey cards, but yours truly bought this card from Fleer Maximum. Big Shots, the insert. There is a regular Big Shots with no jersey, then there's a variation with the jersey. So I bought this Paul Pierce one for $1. That includes shipping. Now if you tell me, hey, Paul Pierce, you can get his game worn jersey cards for around $10 pretty easily right now if you search for it, but about $1 for that includes shipping, I thought it was a steal. A finals MVP, played for a prestigious team, multiple all NBA, all-star. So I don't know, he's one of the players I think the market's super undervalued on. Now, do I expect him to go crazy like Kobe? Of course not. But I think it will go a little tiny higher in the near future just because of what he accomplished, in his career with the Celtics, ending that drought, finals MVP. So I picked up this. I'm not too big on game-worn jersey cards. So getting for $1 of Paul Pierce, I thought was a steal. Some very high-end cards that are way out of my price range, but I thought I would just mention here as we go into the top 20. From SP Authentic, you have signatures that are numbered to 390, and then the variations are star signatures numbered to 75, dual signatures numbered to 50, and triple signatures numbered to 10. So here's a Michael Jordan star signatures numbered to 75 and a PSA Authentic sold for $14,000 recently. And then a triple signature out of 10, you got Jordan, Magic, and Kobe. Who knows what this would go for if it ever went on sale today, but you can see kind of how the triples looked from SP Authentic. So moving on to more game use stuff, you got from 2001 Flair called Courting Greatness. Some variations you have a game used ball, some are game used court, and then number to 250 you have both the ball and the court. The Jason Williams is kind of how it looks, which looks kind of cool. The checklist isn't all that great, but I thought it was a cool dual looking card. All right, from here we go. Now we go to EX box office draws. The variations are you get game worn pants and game worn shorts. Now the pants, like the Iverson, I'm guessing these are warm up pants. Usually they say warm up pants on it or warm up something, but this one just says pants. And then the Grant Hill is game worn shorts. So I'm guessing the shorts variation is more desired, but I'm not sure. This looks kind of cool. It's like a movie poster. And then if you look at the bottom, you kind of see like they have the starting 5 in there as like the actors. Then you got directed by as the coach. So for Iverson, you got Larry Brown. For Grant Hill, you got Doc Rivers, which I thought was, a little nice touch of detail there. If I get an Iverson one for a good price, I'll definitely add it to my PC. Moving on, more jersey stuff. They're from Fleer exclusive, letter perfect. There is a base card where it doesn't have any jersey. It just has the initials with no jersey in it. Then there's variation of JV, which one of the letters has a game worn uniform in it, like the Baron Davis one on the left. That's number to 100, and that went for $5. And then there's a varsity number to 25, where the game worn uniform is on both of the initial. So this one is a cool looking card. Sticking with the same thing, hot numbers number to 100 from 2001 Flair. Now these cards, currently they're going anywhere from like 20 to 50 bucks. Very cool looking, multicolored. You sometimes can find triple colored for less than 50 bucks of like a Vince Carter, if you're into that. So hot numbers look pretty cool. Moving on, number 14 from 2001 Fleer Force, emblematic. There is a jersey variation number to 50. So you see where the little cutout is of the player's face on the right side. Usually a game worn uniform is there, although I didn't find any that sold recently. So I just pulled up the regular base version. So a Jordan, this is the playing year now, of Wizards in a PSA 8 went for $620 recently, while a Allen Iverson one went for $20. So I'm looking for like a Kobe or a Jordan one of these cards sometime soon. I don't have too many of the horizontal cards, so I'll look to add these as well. More jersey stuff from True Colors from Fleer Force. Now again, these are all serial numbered. So the base version is numbered to 400. Now the other ones are now, they actually, go into detail of how many colors there are in the card. So a 2-color, which you see on the screen right now, for Jason Williams is numbered to 200 copies, and that one sold for $15 recently. A Baron Davis 3rd color, although you could argue there's only 2 colors, but I guess there's multiple stripes in there. 3 colors are numbered to 100, and the Baron Davis one went for $28. And then there's a 4-color. I could not find a 4-color one. Those are numbered to 50 copies. Moving on to Stadium Club called Traction, and then there's a base of autograph numbered to the player's jersey as well. I couldn't find any autograph number to the jersey. Those are super rare. But a Tim Duncan Traction game worn. Now these are game worn. I can't quite make out what it says. All right, anyway, forget it. It's that went for $50. So I thought the Tim Duncan one looked the best because it was all color matching with the black on the white and his uniform. So we will move on. I think these are sneakers. I want to say they're sneakers because Traction, it kind of makes sense. So these are game worn sneakers that they added into the card. That's what it is. All right. Moving on to Topps Pristine again. I just put it because the name of the card sounded cool and the design was good, and I love a theme match to the design of the card. Slice of a Star from Pristine, authentic NBA game worn jersey. A Tim Duncan one went for only $6 recently. I would have bought it if I saw that on sale for less than $10. I just like the design of this card. Slice of a Star sounds kind of cool too. So we'll go into the top 10 next of the cards I'm looking from this year. There are from Topps Expectations. There are 3 variations of this. These are all 3 different inserts, but I'm kind of cheating and putting them all into one category because they're all from different positions, has their own theme. So the guards have changing of the guard, like Iverson, Kobe, you'll find that there. Then the forwards, like Tim Duncan, has a forward thinking, so you'll only find forwards in that insert. And then the centers have called in the center, or I'm looking for Shaq in the center. But these look cool, so I'll look to add some of these cards as well from Topps Expectations. From Fleer Marquee, you got a more game worn stuff, but this is a little different. This is a game worn plus a photography film as well included. So just the game worn jersey is $250, numbered to $250. Then you get a single, which does a single photography that's numbered to $350. And then there's a triple photography where you'll have like 3 of the films numbered to $100. So a game worn jersey with a photography in there numbered to $250 went for $275 recently for Vince Carter. So you can imagine what other players would have that are much more valuable than Vince Carter cards. So now we go to die cuts at number 8 from Fleer Marquee. Again, it's called We're Number One, and there's a jersey variation to it. So this is a die cut in the form of the number 1 called We're Number One. The Iverson one recently sold for $275. So this one has the jersey parallel. Some of them don't have a jersey inside the card, and it's just the base card. But the Iverson had the game worn jersey cut out, which is also a number 1 for $275. Now there is some logo mans in here as well. So the Vince Carter one, the ask is 1.6K. I forgot the K at the end. So $1,600 for this Vince Carter logo man game worn jersey, worn number 1 right now on eBay. Could not find any sales of logo man. So now this is the kind of cards that I'm really eyeing as I'm continuing to go on a budget, and you don't need to spend crazy to get cool looking cards from Topps Heritage. I kind of cheated and put 2 of the inserts from Topps Heritage here. You got Air Alert. Kobe Bryant recently went for $10. Michael Jordan one went for $20. And then the crossover on Michael Jordan one went for $15. Now, sure, these aren't the glossy, shiny looking ones. These are on paper from Topps Heritage, but they look cool. They got great photography action shots, like MJ with the dunking, Kobe with the layup. You could find these on eBay right now for less than $30. I'm looking to buy 1 or 2, probably one of each here. I'll probably buy a Air Alert MJ, for sure a crossover MJ. So again, this is kind of proves you don't need to break the bank to get some cool looking cards. Number 6, Fleer Genuine. The insert Skywalkers. A Tim Duncan Skywalker recently sold for $35 in a Pop 2 PSA 9. I wish I saw that. I would have snatched it up quick. And a Kobe one in a PSA 10 went for almost $1,000 recently. So these are very simple, cool design. You got the player in the background, just kind of like the chest and above, and then you got a cool action shot in the front. So definitely keeping my eye out for Skywalkers. All right, top 5. Stadium Club Maximum Rejectus. Now these are shiny chrome looking cards, and they're only for big men. So these are like a shot blocking theme. A Shaq PSA 9 went for $70 only, and a Tim Duncan is only $3. So if I can find a cleanish looking copy for pretty cheap, I'll snatch one of these up for either Shaq or Duncan, or I think Garnett also has one. So those were probably my top 3 that I'm searching for. Number 4 from Topps is Mad Game. So there's a regular Mad Game from Topps, and then Topps Chrome also has its Mad Game. So these are my number 4 and number 3 cards. A 9.5 CSG, I believe, for Kobe went for $115. So while Shaq went for $7. So the Topps flagship ones are relatively cheap. It's much more expensive for the Chrome, and the Chrome has a variation of the refractor one. So a non-refractor Kobe Pop 68 PSA 10 went for about $1,000 recently. But you can find some really cool refractor ones, nowhere near that price. Of course, you'd have to go to players like T-Mac or KG or Shaq, but a T-Mac refractor recently sold for $16. Great steal. So I'm looking for some probably Shaq, Garnett, Tim Duncan of these cards. Kobe's a little too pricey right now, but keeping my eye out. So that's number 4 and number 3. Number 2, we go to Topps TCC. I think it stands for Challengers and Contenders, or Contender Challengers. Heart of a Champion. Really cool looking cards. Shiny in the background. You see like a heart-shaped design with the player in the middle and the rays coming out of their back. A Kobe one went for 30 bucks, pretty cheap. Jordan one less than 180. On the bottom left, you can see some of their accolades, which the Jordan one looks crazy with those. At the time, Kobe was just 2000 and 2001 champ. But there's Shaq ones, there's Kobe ones, Jordan ones. I think Tim Duncan also has one. I think I recently already purchased a Tim Duncan one as I'm making this video. And I'm eyeing a 1 or 2 Jordan ones of these as well. So very cool looking card. Really tough to grade, I think, on these. So maybe I'll grade mine if I can get a good copy of it. But Heart of a Champion from Topps TCC is number 2. And number 1 for this year I'm eyeing and targeting is Materialistic from Fleer Exclusives. Now these are, so there's a home that is numbered to 50 copies and an away. Now obviously the home is much more rarer than the away. The card design is really cool. So in the middle of the cutout, you can see like a grid-like pattern. That's actually a jersey. So now it's not a player worn or, you know, related to the player at all. It's just a random jersey. But then the art on top of it is like, I don't know how they did it, whether they stamped it on it or whatever technology they used. But the player then is, you know, layered on top of that jersey as like a cool design. So this is like, hey, you look for a work of art or something to that. This is it right here, Materialistic. Now the Michael Jordan away Materialistic went for 1.7k recently on a PSA 9. A Kobe Bryant away, just a raw copy, did 530. And then when you go to the home number to 50, a Dirk one went for 350 bucks raw. The ones I saw on eBay, these are, you know, it had a lot of flaws in it, whether you have a thread sticking out or you have, you know, the inside, because now you have multiple corners and not just the outside of the cards like normal ones. You have 4 more corners you have to deal with and borders on the inside of the card. So I'm guessing the gem rate of these is really low. You'll find a lot on eBay right now, but they're all not in great shape. The Kobe one, 535, I probably would have seriously thought about bidding on that one if I saw it up, because you can't really find any of these for Jordan or Kobe much right now unless they're asking for an insane amount of prices. So that's my number 1. So now you kind of know what I'm looking for in 2001. I'll do another breakdown of 2002, 2003 to see what's going on, but I hope you liked the video, and I'll see y'all next time.